Hi and welcome back to Cut the Craggle. Today we're going to be taking a look at my custom LEGO Doctor Who collectible minifigure series. This series is based just on the first 5 years of the Revive series, but don't worry because I will be making more custom LEGO projects based on other eras of Doctor Who in the future. Remember, if you enjoy this video, please hit the like button, subscribe and turn on notifications. And if you're feeling extra generous, why not consider becoming a channel member? You'll gain access to a TARDIS load of exclusive content, and you'll even have the chance to influence future videos. Alright, let's jump right into it because it's time to reveal the first custom minifigure in this series. In 2005, Doctor Who returned to television screens after 9 long years, which was kind of appropriate as it introduced us to the 9th Doctor, played by the fantastic Christopher Eccleston. The 9th Doctor's costume took a much more pragmatic and gritty approach than many of his predecessors. Not an embroidered question mark or decorative vegetable in sight. Because of his stripped back appearance, 9 was one of the trickier characters in this series to get right. But I hope I've done him justice. I chose to go with his purple sweater as it's the one I think he wears in most of the promotional material for the show and in some of my favourite episodes. Although, when searching for reference images, I did stumble across some awesome fan art of 9 wearing a red Hawaiian shirt and was really tempted to give that a try. He comes with 2 face prints. The first has him smiling with that manic energy the 9th Doctor is famous for, while the second shows his much more stern and serious side. And for an accessory, I've given him a simple printed 1x2 tile to represent his slightly psychic paper. Next we have Rose Tyler. It was through her eyes that we were introduced to the 9th Doctor in the eponymous first episode of Series 1. Being the first companion of the Revive series, Rose holds a special place in many fans' hearts. This minifig is based on arguably Rose's most iconic look. It's the costume she wears in the fan favourite 2-parter, The Empty Child, The Doctor Dances. I'm really pleased with how Rose's faceprint turned out. It can be very difficult trying to Legofy actual people while still adhering to the established minifigure style, but I think I've pulled it off rather well. To me, this wide open mouth smile with the big lips just screams Billie Piper. And she also comes with a second faceprint that I'm equally proud of, showing Rose with a surprised or alarmed expression. When Christopher Eccleston decided to bow out after just 1 series, we got our second new Doctor of 2005, played by David Tennant. The 10th Doctor is my favourite version of the character. Most custom minifigures based on the 10th Doctor have him in his original brown pinstripe suit, but I wanted to try something different. So I put the 10th Doctor in his second blue suit, which he first wore in Series 3. I also decided to have him wearing his long brown coat over the top. Some custom minifigs have represented this as an additional fabric piece, but personally I've never been sold on how they look. For his hairpiece, I went with the one from the Zombie Businessman, which I think does a great job in recreating how the 10th Doctor wore his hair in the 50th anniversary special. I hadn't originally included his sideburns as I'm not overly fond of when hair from the head carries onto the faceprint for minifigures, but after receiving a lot of feedback asking for them, I decided to redo the design, and I'll admit they have grown on me. The Clockwork Droids were homicidal repair robots that stalked Madame de Pompadour throughout the Series 2 episode, The Girl in the Fireplace, believing they could fix their broken spaceship by harvesting her brain. They wore 18th century French clothing to blend in with the people of the era, and covered their robotic faces with manically grinning jester masks. Whilst LEGO never made any physical minifigures of the Clockwork Droids, they did appear in a secret area of the LEGO Dimensions Doctor Who level, and seeing as that was a pretty much perfect rendition of them in minifig form, my version was heavily inspired by their in-game appearance. I did include much more detail in my designs, with a subtle pattern in the red line of his coat and a more elaborate neck scarf, and you can see he also has printing on the sides of his arms as well. I think he looks excellent. Introduced in the first episode of Series 3, Martha Jones was a medical student who met the 10th Doctor when her hospital was mysteriously transported to the surface of the moon. I've based my minifigure on her most recognisable costume, with her dark red leather jacket over a purple tank top and black jeans. She has 2 face prints. The first has this rather cheeky or confident smile with one eyebrow slightly raised, and the second is this very frightened expression. Trying to find an existing hairpiece for Martha was near impossible, as she has her hair up for the majority of her appearances in a style LEGO really hasn't done yet. So in the end, I went with this ponytail piece, as it also has some wispy bits coming down the side of her face. It's far from perfect, but I think it gets the job done. Perhaps the most popular NuWho contribution to the show's plethora of monsters and villains are the Weeping Angels. First appearing in the Series 3 episode Blink, the Weeping Angels initially appear to be simple stone statues, but the moment you take your eyes off them, they can move at incredible speeds. LEGO already gave us an official Weeping Angel minifigure in the LEGO Ideas TARDIS set, and to be honest, mine isn't a million miles away from that. The main differences between the official version and mine is I wanted to give it more of a stone-like appearance. You can see various little cracks and fractures across her face and body, as well as these blotches of dark discoloration. It just gives the minifig more of the look of an aged statue. Rather than regular minifig face eyes, I also wanted to give her more hollow looking eyes, devoid of any detail. And of course, she comes with a second face print, showing her mouth snarled open with bared razor-sharp teeth, as if she's just been spotted mid-attack. Captain Jack Harkness first appeared in the 2005 episode The Empty Child as a time-travelling conman from the 51st century. When the Doctor and Rose first met Jack, he was posing as an American volunteer in the Royal Air Force during World War II, and following his resurrection, he adopted the military uniform full-time. I've based my version of Jack primarily on the Series 3 episode Utopia. He has his trusty revolver, and he comes with 2 face prints. The first is this dashing hero smile with chiseled cheekbones, while the second has a more determined or fierce look with gritted teeth. And for an extra accessory, he has the Doctor's severed right hand. It was a recurrent plot device throughout the 10th Doctor's tenure, after it was cut off in a sword fight above London in the Christmas Invasion. Because he had recently regenerated, the Doctor was able to regrow a new one. But at some point, the severed hand was recovered by Captain Jack and used as a Doctor detector. It uses a trans blue 1x1 brick inside a lantern piece with a printed design for the minifig hand. It's a simple build that I've seen used before in a few places, but one that I think works really well. When Jack tries to rejoin the Doctor in Series 3, the TARDIS travels all the way to the end of the known universe to try and shake him off. There, the Doctor, Martha and Jack meet a rather scattered-brained old man called Professor Yana, who is desperately working to fix a rocket that can help the last of humanity escape to the promised land of Utopia. He's wearing a dark red waistcoat with a dark petal pattern, and you can see there's a chain hanging from one of his buttons to his pocket for his fob watch. Of course, he also has a double-sided head. The first face print has Professor Yana with this rather confused or baffled expression, like he doesn't really know what's going on. But spin his head around and swap out his hairpiece, and he regenerates into the Master, as played by John Sim. It was one of the show's biggest twists to date when the benign old Professor Yana was revealed to be the Doctor's arch-nemesis, the Master. And even more shocking when mere moments later he was shot down and regenerated into a younger body. John Sim's Master wears a simple black suit for the rest of the series, not a particularly interesting costume to base a custom minifigure around, so I decided it would be more fun to create a Transformer minifigure of him based on this spectacular revelation. After first appearing as a guest star in the 2006 Christmas special, The Runaway Bride, Catherine Tate joined the TARDIS full-time for Series 4 as arguably the best companion ever, Donna Noble. Unlike Rose or Martha, the relationship between Donna and the Doctor was completely platonic, and even though they were absolute BFFs, she wasn't afraid to challenge him when she thought he was out of line. I based my minifigure on the outfit Donna wears in the final 3 episodes of Series 4. She uses the Hermione hairpiece in dark orange, and honestly, I am in love with this face design I drew for her. It has so much Donna attitude, it's unreal. With that open mouth as if she's shouting "Oi, spaceman!" at the Doctor, or maybe she's giving some snotty monster a right telling off. She has a second face print with a simple happy smile, and for an accessory, she comes with a spider piece in black. For the Time Beetle, the Trickster Brigade attached to Donna's back and turn left. Yeah, I know, this is a spider, not a beetle obviously, but it's close enough. Known throughout the universe as the piranhas of the air, the Vashta Narada are microscopic flesh-eating creatures that can strip a body to the bone in an instant. They first appeared in Silence in the Library, where they used the shadows to stalk their prey before swarming together to reanimate the spacesuit of their victims, with the skeleton still rattling about inside. You can see the design for the pleated fabric of the spacesuit carries all over the torso, hips and legs, and the arms as well. And if you look closely, you'll see I even included a neural relay on the top left of the torso, as if it's blinking down the bars as the data ghost decays. I've used a regular motorcycle helmet in white with a trans-light blue visor for the spacesuit's helmet. And underneath the visor, I've drawn a Lego skull onto a black minifigure head, with the skull at a sloped angle as if the dead skeleton has just fallen against the inside of the suit. Then we have the evil genius and creator of the Daleks, Davros. This is based on his appearance in the penultimate episode of Series 4, The Stolen Earth. I've given Davros a very haggard design for his face print, with lots of wrinkles and yellowy teeth, as he is by this point a glorified corpse of a being. And of course, he has the blue cybernetic eye embedded in the centre of his forehead. Technically, I guess you could say this is more mini-build than minifigure. I took a lot of inspiration from Davros' appearance in LEGO Dimensions, and did my best to make him fit the Daleks that appeared in the game, as I've always preferred the build for those rather than the janky ones we got in the LEGO Ideas set. And I think he looks ace alongside them. Initially appearing as a mysterious narrator with a habit of spitting whilst he talked, the closing moments of the first part of the 10th Doctor's final story, The End of Time, revealed Timothy Dalton to be the leader of the Time Lords, Rassilon. The design for his ceremonial robes carries over from his torso, over his hips and onto his legs, and you can see he has his Time Lord seal emblazoned on his chest. This is another one that I feel I really captured the look of the character in the face design, as well as this disgustingly conceited smirk. I've also given him a second face print with this very angry expression, showing the full fury of Rassilon. He comes with a pearl gold staff, and he uses the gorilla fist piece in flat silver for the gauntlet of Rassilon, which he uses to wipe his enemies from history. It is massively oversized, but I think it has a certain LEGO charm to it. So there you have all 12 minifigures in my first custom LEGO Doctor Who collectible minifigure series. My favourites are probably the 10th Doctor. I usually prefer him in his brown suit, but I wanted to try something different, and I surprised myself with how pleased I am with his finished design. And of course Donna, just because I think I somehow bottled lightning in capturing her feistiness in that face print. If you like the look of these, be sure to check out my website cutthecraggle.com, where you can pre-order physical custom minifigures inspired by these designs. Not all of the characters in the video are currently available, but depending on how well the ones listed sell, I might add more in the future. I've really enjoyed creating this custom minifigure series based on the first 5 years of the Revived series. And don't worry, as this is just the first of many custom LEGO Doctor Who projects I have in store for you this year as we approach the show's 60th anniversary. It's gonna be fantastic. Let me know what you think of my custom LEGO Doctor Who collectible minifigure series in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know as soon as my next video hits. And if you've done all that, well, you might as well give the video a cheeky thumbs up too. I'll see you next time. Laters!